concert choir, and we are here to sing Tom Sawyer Spring and Bound for Jubilee.
Oh, Our next tune we'll be doing is My Girl. I think you'll know it, hopefully enjoy it. Here's My Girl. Our final tune is called Manteca. This is the first time we've performed it in front of an audience, so here it goes. And soloists on this, these are jazz improvisational solos, are Noah Jacob, Logan Fleeman, AJ Gons, Ryan Milton, Andrea Reyes, and Jessica McCartney. They're gonna happen fast, so listen, okay? Come up and down there quick.
I'll never go back to Georgia. I'll never go We're a little bit early, but I like to be early. So we'll go ahead and start with the ceremony. People come in and have a seat, please. We won't take very much of your time. We certainly want to welcome all of you. We had an excellent crowd here today. A whole lot of people came and journeyed forth and that kind of thing. We have an excellent crowd out there. We're very proud of this facility, and we hope that this facility really serves the community well. This seating in here is 706 seats. We can put all of our students in here and from any one of our buildings at one time. So that's a very much of a positive. And so we hope that it's a positive for everyone. There's a few aspects of this building besides our larger band room and vocal music with a lot of aspects for them and storage and so forth that we're very proud of. One of them is where you're sitting at. If you'll notice, you can sit in your chair and an adult can walk in front of you without you having to stand up. And that's one of the things we really fought for and wanted in this facility. Another thing was that I could walk up here on the stage, and I have a rather loud voice, and I can talk to someone in the back of the room like back there. Gene Grime, can you hear me clearly? I hear you great. And I can hear you, sir. And the acoustics in here are really good, and we're very proud of that aspect. We're also hoping the HVAC is going to keep up with us for August, 100 degrees in Missouri, and that everyone will be able to be comfortable here at the same time. So we come together today, and we welcome all of you, and we're glad that you each of you were able to make it today. We want to introduce the platform people behind me, and I'll just ask them to wave. First of all, my assistant superintendent and my replacement, Ms. Shelley Jokers. And then sitting beside her is one of our teachers who's charged with being the coordinator for this auditorium, just the auditorium part, and that's Mrs. Melissa Otto, so she'll be the person you'll contact. That you will see throughout the year that you'll work with and that kind of thing in the operation of the auditorium. And then we want to thank all of our board members who have been involved in the process of bond issue and setting up things and getting things ready to go for this auditorium over the last 3 years, really. And so we'll start with Mrs. Martha Riesiger, President of the Board, Mrs. Joan Dunsey, Vice President of the Board, Mr. Terry McDaniel, Secretary of the Board, Mr. Jim Kirshner, an 18-year member of the Board, Mr. Eric Bosner, and Mr. Charlie Carruthers, who are new members on the board for the last year, and Ms. Andrea Stosser, who's leaving the board, has been involved in this process. So we want to thank them for all of their involvement and so forth. And then the contractor themselves, been good people to work with. They represent you, they live here in the community, they work well within the bounds that we set for them, and so forth, and they've done an excellent job. Mr. Paul Herzog and Mr. Tony Herzog of Herzog Construction. And I'm not going to attempt to recognize the subs. Quite a few of them are local subs and so forth, and quite a few people. And if I mention one, I'll forget one. But they have done an excellent job and worked with us well on this project. And then we want to thank our architect, KRJ, Crom, Rickenrue, and Johansson. In 1989, I was high school principal, and the decision was made to do a construction program or start construction, and the first process was to select an architect. And the board at that time went through a whole process of selecting an architect 23 years ago. And they selected out of several applicants, Crom, Rickenrue, and Johansson. And so I've had to work with those folks for 22 years, and I want you to know that that's been a real challenge. But they're really honest, good people that try to do the very best that they possibly can, and I certainly appreciate them, and I've enjoyed working with them. The president of that company is Mr. Dave Crom, his wife Young Hee, and Chuck Daniels, who's been their representative on this job. Would the three of you please stand? We invited several dignitaries to this today, and I'm not sure where some of them are. They usually show up, but today we have with us, we regret that Governor Jay Nixon's not with us. He was here when we did groundbreaking for this ceremony, and he was very much involved in helping us get what's called QBs and BABs to finance the project, which saved you, the taxpayer, quite a bit of money, several $1 million. And then the rest of it was done under general obligation bonds. But by receiving those federal pass-through dollars, we were able to get much lower rates of interest and of course have to pay those off. So that's been a very positive thing. And Governor Nixon was able to come down to a breaking ceremony, not the groundbreaking ceremony, but to recognize the construction that we were doing earlier last year. And so we want to thank him. Mr. Engler, who's our state representative, wasn't able to be with us today. But, where's he at? Hey, Kevin, come on up here. You don't have a speech? I couldn't figure out where you were. I hadn't got a negative. I said politicians a while ago. So, okay, Kevin, we appreciate you coming, bud. And then Joe Fowler, who's our state representative, I think Joe has a couple of words to say. Joe?
Actually, I told him I didn't want to speak unless Kevin went first, because there's always less to say. But just real briefly, after graduating from St. Gen 40 years ago last year, telling on myself a little bit, maybe some of the board members, We had 3 buildings here, and I don't think anybody ever envisioned that we'd have the complex we do here now. So every time I come to visit, it's always a big change for me to look back at where we started. And this is obviously one of the biggest things that we've done since, well, as long as I can remember. It's an awesome place, and I'm just glad to be part of it, and glad that I graduated from St. Gen and have the opportunity. I think going to school here is what gave me the opportunity to do what I get to do. And again, I always appreciate Senator Engler showing up and keep me straight. And I thank Mike for letting me say a few words. Thank yous and thanks for coming.
And the mayor of St. Genevieve, Mr. Dick Grimminger. Dick?
Thank you for the invitation today to be here. This is a beautiful auditorium, a beautiful place. Not only is it a great thing for the school, it's also great for the community. At this time, I'd also like to, I don't know if I'll publicly get the opportunity to thank Mike for all of his years. This is his last year and he's retiring, and I want to thank him on behalf of the city for working with us. It's been a great pleasure to work with him over the years. He's certainly done a lot for the community and an awful lot for this school district under his leadership. St. Gen R2 is one of the leading school districts in the state. So thank you, Mike. It's been a pleasure.
And then we have with us 2 of our commissioners, Mr. Kevin Barr and Mr. Gary Nelson, and I think Mr. Nelson's going to say something too. Or Randy Barr, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's it, Gary. Mr. Randy Barr and Mr. Gary Nelson, our presiding commissioner. Are you going to speak, Mr. Nelson?
I don't think
Oh, okay, so he's declining. Okay, we'll go with that. Okay. So thank you all, and I just want to say a few words. We want to thank the citizens of the St. Genevieve R2 School District, which takes in most of this county, for their support of the 2010 bond issue. It was a no tax increase, but a continuation of that levy of 26 cents over the years that has been in since 1986. And we've been able to do several projects with that without an increase. And for the funding of the $9.5 million by a vote and approval of it by 76% approval. We've been able to do several things with the funds that were generated out of there. First of all, we did major roofing throughout the district. And then we changed most of the electrical boxes in the district. Every time we did a project, the electrical boxes were kind of on the list, but we never got to them. And those of you who are in the electrical business, you know how risky that is. And so we said we just can't put that off any longer. So we had John Schweiss and John Zerwick, a long-term employee of ours, electricians, both of them, work throughout the year changing out those electrical boxes and upgrading them for the future. And in the process, we found some of them that, well, we were just lucky to get those jobs done. So that was a really important step. Things that you as the public do not normally see within a district our size and with a number of facilities that we have. We also, with that dollars, we were able to get a grant for lighting, and we put in some money out of the bond issue, and we changed out all the lighting in this district and all the classrooms and everywhere else with a modern day upgraded fluorescent lights. We had fluorescent lights, but much more efficient lights, which in the long run, now we save money. Then also we built 3 classrooms with this bond issue and a new library on the Bloomsdale Elementary, and we renovated the old library into a functional room. And then we built 7 large classrooms and 2 small classrooms along with bathrooms on the end of St. Genevieve Elementary. And when you go out the door, that's that 2-story building there. And we completed that in time for the school year to start. Then we also completed this fine arts building and arts center. And we hope that this is a great contribution to our district. For the first time in my 29 years in this district, we will not have to work with people out of closets teachers that are in rooms that were intended for closets or intended for storage, and so forth. And so that's a very positive step as we've taken on changes in enrollment and changes in class sizes. We've tried to lower those to bring a better education to our students. With my retirement coming up, I'm pleased to dedicate this new facility to the students, the staff, the community, and the local businesses in the St. Genevieve area for their use. We intend this facility to be used by all. Students have a top priority, of course, but it's also intended for our staff use, it's intended for our community, and it's intended for our local businesses. It's your facility to be used. Your attendance will determine how this facility is used. So it's very important that you check out what's going on and support that, and we hope to have lots of different things for you to support. The challenge to make this all work is Mrs. Joker's, because I'm retired, okay? So her and I built it, and then she gets to make it work. So her and Mrs. Otto have a major challenge in trying to make all this happen. With this, I would like to turn the keys and the microphone over to Ms. Shelley Jokers for further comments.
Good afternoon. I am very glad to see all of you here. I would like to start by bringing this right back around to the students, as they are the ones who are most important to all of us, and that this center is mostly for. So if you performed here today in any one of the rooms, students, would you please stand up? So, how did it feel to perform in a facility every bit as nice as the football players get to perform in every Friday night? That's what I thought. And I want to thank a few people who made it possible for us to all be here today. First of all, our music directors, Miss Lindsay Combe and Mr. John Mooney. Are you guys in here at this point? Would you please stand? So we built it, now you have to, right? All right, okay. I also want to thank Ms. Bergbigler, who took care of all the snacks, and Ms. Miller. If you ate a cookie, you need to be sure and thank them on the way out. Also, if you would please, all of my administrators, if you all would please stand, I'd like to say a thank you to you all for giving us your Sunday afternoon. These are your school leaders, folks, and they're the ones who make possible what Mr. Mooney and Ms. Combe were able to do here today with all of these students. And so be sure you shake their hand and tell them thank you as you're leaving today. I also would like to introduce two people that are going to be new to us next year, who came and are sharing this wonderful occasion with us. First of all, as Mr. Stewart has designated that I'm the one that's going to have to make this work next year, I want to introduce you to the guy that I'm going to dump on, and that would be Dr. Jeff Lindsay as my new assistant superintendent. Mr. Lindsay, if you'd stand. Jeff, I've learned from the best how this all rolls downhill, okay? And then also, as Ms. Cheryl Bowman is retiring at St. Genevieve Elementary, we have a brand new principal that will be coming in there, and it is Ms. Peggy Hitt, and Ms. Hitt is here with us today. I'm excited to be working with our new staff. I'm excited to be working with this new building. Ms. Otto and I have, oh my, so many plans, so many plans. Yes, if you've ever been around Ms. Otto, you know she's got so many plans. But some of them, the first ones that we'd like to invite you back to, you've seen performances of our instrumentalists and our vocalists today. But the first event that we'd really like to invite you back to has to do with our theater group. And our students are going to be presenting the play, The Curious Savage. And that will be open for the public May 1st and 2nd. All right, so be sure you come back and you fill all these seats and give those kids just as much support as our instrumentalists and vocalists got today. You'll be able to hear all of them again very soon because the high school and middle school band concert will be May the 5th. And that is a Saturday. This will be a very special performance because we will have the very first ever presentation of a brand new piece of music that was written in honor of one of our band alumni who was killed in a car accident while he was in college. And so that'll be a real special event, and I do want to encourage all of you to come back for that. Choir concert is May the 9th. And then the first ever public performance of the high school variety show will be May the 12th at 7 p.m. So there's all kinds of really cool things to attend here in May and see your kids perform in this very fine facility here. I just saw sneaking in the back door our drama director, Miss Krisha Google. Miss Google, I know you didn't want me to do this, but would you please stand? She's the one who's going to be getting the play going for us. And believe me, they are chomping at the bit. The very second we clear off this stage, they're going to start building a set. So they're very eager to get going on that. I am excited about working with you all next year. I'm excited about being superintendent of this district. I'm very, very proud to work here with your students. And we just hope to continue to be able to do the wonderful things that we have been doing and take it to that next step. So thank you all for being here today. And please continue to visit with those around you. Say goodbye and hello and how are you to whomever. And we'll see you back here for sure May the 1st for the play. Thank you all very much.